Hey everybody, Jeff Joyner here, and today I'm going to tell you a story about the worst pillow fight in the history of pillow fights. Before I get into it, make sure if you're enjoying these videos and these stories that you like, subscribe to this channel, click the notifications bell so you can be notified when I'm putting new videos out. But this story goes back, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago to a conference that I was attending. And, when my wife and I go to business conferences today, we get our own hotel room and splurge for our own room for a few days. But back in those days, we used to share hotel rooms. These were the days when I was much more broke than I am now. And sometimes we'd put, 8, 10, 12 people, in a hotel room. It's like some of these coaster enthusiasts that hang out with my son. They'll just pack them all into a hotel room. We used to do the same thing when we were young. And got to the point where, all right, I ain't sleeping on the floor, but we'll share a room with another couple. We're at a conference down in Nashville, Tennessee, had another couple as part of our business team. Let's just share a room, right? Me and my wife and you and your wife get a room with 2 queen beds. It'll be fine. And so what I didn't know is that the guy, and they're going to remain nameless because this may be a little embarrassing to them, but what I didn't know is that that this guy snored loud snored. And so we had business meetings, and I had an extra meeting. They all went back to the room, went to bed. I come back to the room and get in the bed with my wife. And so I'm laying. My wife was already on the side closest to the wall, so I'm laying in like the little gap right there between the beds. And this dude clearly is right next to me. He's on this side of the bed because it is so loud. It sounds like he's right in my ear. I mean, the loudest snoring I've ever heard. The loudest snoring you could imagine. Like, he can't even be pretending because you can't be this loud. And so I got my pillow over my ears. I am trying to sleep. I cannot sleep. I'm like, So I like yell his name, hey. He doesn't budge. So this goes on for like an hour. I'm like, I gotta get some sleep. So I'm thinking, what do I do? Well, I took my pillow. We're at a hotel where I actually had a lot of pillows, and so I had an extra pillow, and it's pitch black in this room, but he's within arm's length of me, right? I go, and I smack him with the pillow. Doesn't even faze him. I'm like, that's unbelievable. But I must have woken up his wife when I hit him with the pillow, because she said, hey. She like shakes him and wakes him up. You're snoring. Oh, sorry. So he stops snoring for a minute. Then he starts snoring again. Loud. So loud. I don't even want to do the impression because it makes my throat hurt. He was snoring so loud. So I'm like, I'm going to hit him again with the pillow. And so I take and I can't see him. It's pitch black, but he's right in my ear. It's so loud. So I take the pillow and I go, I'm going to hit him harder this time. Whack! I nail him with the pillow. Doesn't even faze him. He keeps snoring. But I hit him so hard that it woke up his wife again. She starts shaking him. Hey, you're snoring. Roll over. So he stops snoring for like 30 seconds. And then he is snoring again. I'm like, this is unbelievable. So I'm like, all right. He asked for it. So I take the pillow and I shake it down, this feather pillow, down into the case, like wrap my hand around the pillowcase. And I wail as hard as I can, like roll over and like get momentum. But I flip up, two-handed bash him with this pillow. Kaboom! As hard as I can. Doesn't even faze him, but wakes up his wife again. I hear her voice. Hey, shh. How is he not stopping snoring? It's unbelievable. And so I'm laying there, and I don't know what to do. I don't think you can call 911 in these circumstances. But this is so finally, I'm like, I throw the covers back. I get out of bed, and I reach, and I'm gonna choke him. I mean, I'm so frustrated. I'm like going to grab him and shake him and yell at him. And I get, and there's just barely a little bit of light coming through the window, you know, and I get over and I reach over and I go to grab him and I look. It's not him. It's his wife. His wife was on his side of the bed. And so he was snoring so loud that he was like close to the window, but I still sounded so close to me. And so I look and her eyes are real big. I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was him. She's like, no. I go, have I been hitting you with my pillow this whole time? And she goes, and so I beat the crap out of this poor woman. And he never did stop snoring. And so finally, about 5 o'clock in the morning, I went downstairs to the front desk and got another hotel room. My wife and I moved into another room. And he was a little mad because now he had to pay, you know, extra for the next couple nights. But I'm like, I can't. And that's the last time we ever shared a room with another couple because I just can't. And so I was a little embarrassed, right, that I'm smashing some dude's wife with a pillow as hard as I can. And but here's the moral of the story. This has been true a lot of times in my life, that just because you're slamming away at a problem doesn't mean you're making things better. Right? Would have been much better to like turn on a light, wake them up, have a conversation, go on our separate ways instead of me smashing the crap out of her with my pillow. But it's kind of human nature, right? To just keep hitting it, whether you're trying to reach a goal, you know, hit some sales, grow your small business, accomplish anything, you know, improve your marriage, whatever you're working on. Sometimes, right, you know, supposedly it was Einstein who said the definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But sometimes we're just hitting it and expecting things to change, and they're not going to change unless you really get to the root of the problem, which was sleeping somewhere different than I thought. And so I learned a lesson that day. It's a little bit embarrassing. Then I told the story to some people and it kind of got around, and I think he was even more embarrassed. And hopefully, I lost touch with that couple many years ago. Hopefully he got, you know, some help from a sleep clinic and got some sleep apnea treatment or something, because that dude could snore. And but I learned a lesson about not making assumptions and not just taking action before you have all the information. So there you go. Worst pillow fight in history. Hope you find that amusing and maybe learn something from it. Have a great day.